Hey everybody, welcome to part 3 of upgrades to the TiViBox Slim. So in part 2 I finished up installing Windows 10, but just need to get stuff like Google Chrome and things like that installed in this thing. So I'll be installing Google Chrome, getting Windows Media Center running, getting the remote control working, stuff like that. So anyways, let's go and get started. Yes, the little APU does take its time to log in sometimes. This is the least powerful of the E-series APU systems I have. The TiViBox Cube has a slightly more powerful version of this APU. It's from like 2012. This little machine was from, the motherboard was from 2011. I'm curious. Oh look, let Cortana access your camera. How about no? Really? Will I click on the start button as I get asked that? Seriously? See what kinds of crap it has installed on here. I don't see any Candy Crush Soda Saga or nothing like that yet. It probably will try to download and install something like that later on in the background. Yeah, because of course Microsoft, they forgot who the computer belongs to. They think it's theirs. So install whatever they wish, but no, not necessarily. So I'm going to grab some files and we're going to get started here. Okay, I've placed some stuff on the desktop here. So we're going to run through all this stuff here. I'm going to run a registry fix to restore the Windows Photo Viewer to Windows 10. First I'll be turning off user account control. And again, we'll be restoring Windows Photo Viewer. Installing Tech Ownership. Allows me to easily take ownership of files. I'll be needing that here soon. This will stop Windows 10 from automatically resetting file associations. It likes to do that sometimes. Go ahead and run Chrome setup. Install Classic Shell. Since we're running Windows 10 Pro, I can set a group policy to tell Windows 10 not to automatically download and install updates and restrict the computer at will. I can do it through this registry fix as well. And to finalize that, I will disable Windows 10 update notifications. This completely stops Windows 10 from taking over your screen with the little box in there that says you need updates. Now I don't recommend doing this on a machine that you're going to build for somebody, because they'll never install updates if you do. So what this does is it's a command shortcut that it takes ownership of two files. It takes ownership of musnotification.exe and then denies access to anybody to execute the file. And then it takes ownership of musnotification.ux.exe and prohibits or denies any user group on the computer from actually able to execute the file, including the like trust installer, stuff like that. It prevents anything from being able to run the file. So you actually do not get any sort of update nags at all, which is the last thing we need on a computer without a keyboard and mouse. I'm going to close that out. Okay, so we've installed all these except for Windows Media Center, and I was going to copy that to the desktop. That way it's right there. Or remove it rather. So the Windows Media Center. Now this FYI, when it comes to TV tuning with this, it's going to be a mixed bag, especially if you're using, let's say, a Seaton cable card tuner. But this will give us the basic Media Center functionality, and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as that goes. So first, with the files on the local machine, you have to right click and run as administrator, test rights, and we are greeted with a command window, so that's good. Speaking of which, this is Windows 10 1809. So let's see how this does. I'm going to run as administrator, the installer. So in addition to with Media Center, it also okay, so apparently it looks like we cannot install Media Center, at least on 1809. They're going to probably, the site where I got this from, they will probably have to release an updated version of this. It does work on 1803, so. But I think just from now I'm going to just proceed on with doing YouTube, because mostly what I've been using these machines for is actually just watching YouTube. The reason why I have Media Center to begin with is so that I can easily play back local files like music, pictures, videos, and stuff like that. And also the TV box in the living room currently has a TV tuner installed in it. I have not set it up yet though, but I might set it up to tune into local channels. However, I've been considering signing up to YouTube TV, so that would kind of eliminate the real need of having Media Center. So we're going to just skip that for now. So what we need to do now is install a USB receiver, infrared receiver on this thing, just for testing, and get a remote set up and working. So I went and grabbed this little handy dandy USB infrared receiver. This just pops right into the USB port. I grabbed this off the third TV box because I didn't really feel like having to drag the much bigger USB infrared receiver and cord off the top of this shelving unit over here. So I thought it's just like the one that's on the main TV box. These things are pretty universal. So I'm going to pop this into USB port on this thing, the front, and we can go ahead and start setting up the remote control. So we're going to grab the remote control. So now at first I was considering setting it up using this Seaton remote control here. This came with a Seaton Echo extender. The extender never really got used. That was a waste of $100 in my opinion. But we do have this remote control, and I am not particularly a fan of these buttons. This has got to be the most awful remote I've ever seen. I mean, it's not that great, I must say. But I mean, the thing about it is it's not laid out exactly the same. So programming the thing would not be quite as easy, or at least not programming, but remapping it. Because on the bottom we're lacking these 4 buttons here. The zoom, angle, audio, and subtitle. Which, these are DVD functions, and of course the Seaton extender does not have a DVD drive, so that would explain why it does not have those buttons there. Now, it does have a DVD menu, which is quite interesting to note. It does have that, but it's lacking the other stuff. I mean, I don't see the buttons there for the rest of these options, so I'm not gonna bother using this remote. I found one of these on eBay, or another one of these. I haven't actually bought it yet, but the seller had listed it on eBay for like $5.99 starting bid. Nobody bid on it, and honestly, I had forgotten to bid on it because I had things going on. Twice actually, I watched the listing time out twice. So I contacted the seller. Said, "Hey, look," I said, "yeah, I remember seeing this item, but unfortunately, I was not able to bid on it because I was busy doing other things. Would you be interested in selling it for your opening bid price?" And they said yes, but it'll be later this week. So I should be getting another one of these. I'll be honest with you, the rest of these things on eBay, they're selling for like 20-something bucks, which is what I paid for this brand new back in, 2011. I don't know. It's been quite a while ago. And they're selling these things for the same price that they were selling for many years ago. Now, of course, these are probably starting to get a little bit in short supply because I don't think they're making them anymore. But anyways, enough of the talking. Let's go ahead and get this set up. So we'll go ahead and launch Advanced MC Remote Mapper. And we have all these wonderful options here. So essentially, you can use this utility to remap practically any button you wish on your Media Center remote control, which is rather interesting. And one thing you may notice is there are some buttons listed that are actually non-existent on your given remote control. They have different style remote controls out there for various things. Like for example, this one has a radio button, whereas let's see what this one here, if it has it. Okay, so this one here has a button for radio, music, pictures, videos, whereas this one appears to not have it. So they all come in different kinds of configurations, which was why I'm more interested in this, sticking with one style remote control. If I get a second one off eBay, I'll have 2 remotes, which I'll still be short of remote control, but that's okay because it's just me by myself here. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Load Backup. Let's see here, Load Backup MCE. Restore from backup. I had this problem last time with this utility. It's like, yeah, there it is. There is the file that was saved off the other machine. And it's just this random string of code. But yet, this utility seems to fail to be able to find it. So, okay, let's try load saved. Okay, that's what it was. I have to click load saved MCE. Yeah, this utility, yeah, these buttons they're not exactly clear about what you're doing here. I mean, yeah, load save MCE versus load backup. I mean, the file that I created was, I would think, be called a backup, but okay. So if we scroll down, let's see what we have here. Okay, yeah, here we are. So for DVD angle, I've mapped it to be Control-Delete, which will, if it works. Okay, I haven't actually applied it yet. Let me go ahead and apply to registry. Okay, I need to run this as administrator. Load saved MCE. Make sure. Yep, here we are. So this one's mapped to be Control-Delete. The green button is this green button. The yellow button is mapped to be Control-Escape, which is the equivalent of the Windows key. This utility, unfortunately, you can't just check Windows key and be done. It wants to have something checked over here and something checked over here, or something just selected over here. Yeah, not a big fan of that, but it does, for the most part, give you the same functionality, except for shortcuts like Windows key L, Windows key R, but that doesn't really matter on something like this. But anyways, the blue button is mapped to be WinTab, which, of course, so you know what that does. It does the equivalent of this right here. Go back to that. And the red button, to zoom, DVD zoom, wherever it's at. There we are. Zoom is Alt F4, which is close. Because when I'm using Google Chrome on this machine, it's running in kiosk mode, which we'll demonstrate that in just a moment. Apply it to the registry again. It says I gotta restart the computer, but let's see. Yeah, let's restart the machine. But before we do, let's go ahead and launch the YouTube app. Your first time launching it on this one. And Chrome will be set as a default browser, which yeah, we'll do that in a moment. So to close this out, I gotta press Alt F4 on the keyboard. Or I can do Control-Delete. You know, there's several different ways I can close it out. Matter of fact, now that we have the taskbar, I can just close the window. Go ahead and configure classic shell. Always turn this on. And I set control panel to be display as a link. And set the skin to be the Windows 8 skin. PC settings. We're going to set our default apps. I always like to change all this stuff in here. Sometimes it will nag you on every single selection you change to be check it out. For Groove Music or photos or movies and TV, or of course the web browser. Yeah, they want you to keep using the Chrome Firefox download utility instead of just switching to a better browser. Because really, Edge in a way is just another flavor of Internet Explorer. This thing does take a little bit to make changes. A little bit of APU just doesn't have all that much power. 1.3 gigahertz. Which I was going to change that to Windows Media Player for now. Yeah, usually I'll install the K-Lite codec pack, which includes Media Player Classic, which that's what I would normally change it to. And of course our freaking web browser. No, we are not checking it out, Microsoft. Your browser sucks dearly. Okay, let's go ahead and... oh, look here, it's wanting to install updates. So we got to log off. And look, it still puts it there. Yeah. And here's something interesting. Why do we have two HTPC sign-ins here? What? This one wants a username. Oh, this is funny. Well, if this is a Windows 10 1809 bug. Let's go ahead and restart it. It's going to want to install updates. Okay, system is restarted. Let's go ahead and try out the remote control. That works. And of course I still need to pin this to the classic shell start menu. So if I do, okay, let's Control Delete. That works. Task view works. And for example, let's go and try YouTube. And it will launch Chrome in kiosk mode. And the cursor's still there because I have a mouse plugged in. So move out of the way for now. And of course it's optimized for a widescreen, so that's why the top and bottom of the display looks black. So we can navigate through the menu and stuff like that. Pretty neat. And if I want to close it, I press the red button and it closes. Pretty simple. I'm going to do some personalization here. Change the desktop background. And when I'm finished, I can just hide desktop icons. So you get just that right there. Simple enough. If you want to show them, you just click that again, they're back. So that is pretty much it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Media Center running today, but it's going to wait out a few weeks and see if they release a new version of the Windows Media Center for Windows 10. And if they don't, if I absolutely want Media Center, I can just roll back to Windows 10 1803 or something like that for the time being. So anyways, so I'm going to install a few more things like TeamViewer and stuff like that, and I'll be putting this thing back into service. Okay everybody, the TiViBox Slim is back in service, and you can see I've been watching the proper people on it while I was in here working on various things. It's nice to have this here where I can just play back random stuff on YouTube while I'm working. Yeah, I don't shoot videos of every single thing I do in here, but I do shoot videos of a lot of it. But when I'm not shooting videos and I'm just sitting here just doing work on stuff, I typically have this thing going, and it's been very handy. So anyways, that concludes upgrading the TiViBox Slim, making it work to it's more useful and not just sitting up there not doing anything productive anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Thanks for watching. Well guys, that's it for this one. But it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeComp MTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.